Hey friends, let's do your Mama Don't Dance guitar lesson by Poison. And with this song we're tuned to E flat, so just tune each string down a half step or a semitone. Now I'll play the intro, then we'll break it down. So we're just starting on this D power chord, then go to the D string 3, slide to 4, jump to the 3rd fret on the B string, G string 4, 2, and we do that 8 times for the intro. So that's guitar 1, now let's have a look at guitar 2. So start on the G string 10, hammer on to 11, 10 on the E, 10 on the B, then jump to 13 on the B, 2 bends. Jump back to E, 10, 13, 10, and then the B string 13, 10, 13, 10, 13, 10. Start in the 10 but jump up to the G string, do 10. Bend the 12th fret on the G with a pinched harmonic, so we're bending, releasing and pulling off back to 10. 12 on the D, back to the G, go 12, 11, 10, D, 12, 11, 10, A, 12, 11, 10, 9, hammer on to 10 and then back to 12 on the D. And they're the parts to the intro. So we're just starting with that intro riff again with the D. Do that once and then we're going to a G, so we're just playing 3rd fret E, 2nd fret A string 1st fret, slide to the 2nd fret, open G, 2nd fret on the D, open D. So. And that's our G riff. Then we go back to the D riff 2 more times. Go back to the G riff 2 times. Again. Back to the D riff 2 times. Then we're going to an A riff, so just play an A power chord. We're going to do 3, slide to 4 on the A, 2nd fret on the G, back to the D, 4, 2, go back to the G riff again, back to the D riff, and just finish on the D. Then for the next part of the verse we do the D riff again, the G riff, back to the D riff 2 times. Now this time when we go to the G riff we're going to do the octave, so we play the open D and G, do the 3rd fret, slide to the 4th fret on the G, jump to 3rd fret E, B, 5, 3, and we do that 2 times. Back to the D riff, and again. Then we're going to do the A riff a little bit different, play the A power chord. Then just do 5, slide up to 6 on the G. E, 5, B, 7, 5. So, back to the G riff, the new one at the octave. Back to the D riff again. And finish on D there. And that's the rhythm to the verse. Now let's have a look at the solo fills as well. So the first fill we're just bending on 13B, holding 10E and do that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next fill we're just doing the intro fill again, 10, hammer on to 11 on the G, E, 10, B, 10, 13, bend on the B 2 times. And do that whole section 2 times. So we're going to start the same as the previous field, 10, hammer onto 11 on the G, E, 10, B, 10, 2 bends on 13, B. Then play 10, E, B, 13, 10, G, 12, 10, slide to 11. And they're all the parts to the verse. So this is just all a blues riff. We're just starting on the D, open D string, second fret on the G 2 times, and then O on the D, 4 on the G, back to O and 2, and we do that 2 times. So now this time when we go back, we're just going to do the open D and G. So, and then we're just playing a G, doing the same blues pattern again, 3 on the E, 5 on the A 2 times, and then go to 7 on the A, still 3 on the E. So go back to the open D and G again, and then we're just doing that D riff again, but do it 2 times now. So finish with the open D and G, go back to the G blues pattern again, do it 2 times. Finish on the D and the G, go back to the D blues pattern again 2 times. Finish with the open D and G. This time we're going to the A blues pattern, so it's exactly the same as the D one, but just go up a string. Once, finish on the open A and D, back to the G pattern once. Open D and G, and back to the D pattern again 2 times. And that's a rhythm for our chorus. Now let's have a look at the solo fills. So the first fill, we're just doing 10, hammer onto 11 on the G, B, 10, hammer onto 12, and then 9, E. And then do that again, 10, 11, 10, 12, but do 3 on the 9. And that's the first fill. So the second fill, we're doing 2 bends on the 13B, jump to E, 10, 13, pull off to 10, to B, 13, pull off to 10, and then do a bend on 13. And that's all the parts of the chorus. Then we have our first solo rhythm, and we'll look at both the first and the second solo at the end. The first solo rhythm is just the chorus. We play it exactly the same with the blues patterns. The last D just changes on the last note. That's all it is we have. And finish on the O and the 4. And that's the solo rhythm there, and as I said, we'll look at the solo at the end. So for our bridge, we're just doing 4 on the D, 6 on the G, 7 on the B, and just slide up 1 fret. We're doing that 8 times. Do that 8 times, and then we're just going back to our A blues pattern, the same as our chorus. Our opens, and then to the G pattern, the open D and G, and then just go back to the D pattern. And just play 2 Ds at the end there, so. And that's our bridge there. From there we go back to the chorus, and that's exactly the same, and then we have the chorus fills, so let's have a look at those. So the first fill, we're just bending G on the 12th fret, play 10 on the B, and do that 8 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then bend on 13B. That's the first fill. Now let's have a look at the second fill. So this time we're doing G, hammer onto 11, 10 on the E, 10 on the B, 11 on the G, back to B, 10, 13, back to G, 11, B, 10, E, 10, back to G, 11, B, 10, 13. And there's a harmony on that as well. We have 8, hammer onto 9 on the A, G7, D7, 9 on the A, back to D7, 10, back to A, 9, D7, G7, A to 9 and D7, 10. And they're all the parts to the chorus. And then for the next solo, our rhythm stays exactly the same as our first solo, and we'll do that second solo at the end as well. From there we have the outro, so we're just going to play the D chord, play a G chord, a D chord and hold for 2 bars, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, back to G, 2 bars, back to D, 2 bars. And then we're just going to do our A blues riff and finish on G. And we're doing that last little part 3 times from the A. And again. And again. Then just finish on the D riff. And that's the rhythm, and then we have this last little solo. So we're starting on the E string, 13, pull off to 10, B 13, back to E 10, to B 13, 10, and then 13, pull off to 10, G 12, back to 10, B, back to G, 12, 10, 12, pull off to 10, D 12, back to G, 12, 11. And they're all the rhythm parts there. Now let's do the solos. So we're going to start on the G, 10, hammer onto 11, E 10, B 10, do 2 bends on 13B, then play 10 on the B, 13, pull off to 10, 12, bend on the G, back to B, 10, 13, pull off to 10, 13, pull off to 10, G 12, back to B, 10, G 12, 10, hammer onto 11, and then D 12, 10, do the start the same again, 10, hammer onto 11, 10E, 10B, 13, bend 2 times. This time jump to 15 on the B, do a bend on 17 on the E, 17, 16, 15, and then bend 17B, play 17E 3 times. And then bend 17, release and pull off to 15. And just 7, 15 there, 17, 15. So. Then we're doing the 10, hammer onto 11 on the G again. E 10, B 10, bend and release on 13B, pull off to 10. Play 12 on the G and then play the 12 again, bend and release, pull off to 10. 12 on the D, back to G, 12, 10, bend the 12 again on the G, pull off to 10, and then just 12, 10. Then we have this little run down to finish the solo off. 13, 12, 10 on the E, B, 13, 12, 10, bend 12, G, bend and release, pull off to 10, 12 on the D, back to G, 12, 11, 10, D, 12, 11, 10, A, 12, 10, slide back to 9 and finish on 12 on the D there. and that's our first solo. Now let's have a look at our second solo. So we're starting the riff the same as our other solos. G, 10, hammer onto 11, E, 10, B, 10, 2 bends on 13 bend. Then play E, 10, and we're going to do 13, 12, 10 as a pull off. And then B, 13, E, 12, back to B, 13, 10. And we do that 2 times. And then do the 13, 12, 10 again on the E as pull-offs, then B, 13, 12, 10 as pull-offs, G, 12, 10 as pull-offs, start in the D, do a bend on 12, release, pull off to 10, 12 on the D, back to G, 12, 11, 10, D, 12, 11, 10, A, 12, 10, D, 12. Then jump to 13E, and then do 15 pull off to 13 on the E, 15B, back to 13E, do 17 pull off to 13 on the E, 15 pull off to 13 on the E, back to 15B, 13E, 17 pull off to 13. And then do 17 pull off to 15 pull off to 13, slide back to 12, all on the E, and then 15, pull off to 13, pull off to 12, slide back to 10, 13, pull off to 12, pull off to 10, and then we're just doing 13, pull off to 10 on the E, B, 13, pull off to 10, G, 12, pull off to 10, D, 12, back to G, 10, 11, jump on the E string, bend 20, bend and release. Then we just jump to 15 on the B, bend and play 12E 4 times. Then bend 17 on the B and play 13 on the E. 4 times, and then we're just bending 13 on the B, E, 10, B, 13, 10, bend 12 on the G, pull off back to 10, 12 on the D, G, 12, 11, 10, D, 12, 11, 10, A, 12, 10 to 12 on the D. And they're all the parts there. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed your Mama Don't Dance Guitar Lesson by Poison. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you love your 80s, rock, glam and metal, jump onto my YouTube channel for hundreds more songs, and I'll see you soon.